Hello everyone, welcome to today's masterclass. I hope all of you are doing great. It's my honor to introduce to our keynote speaker for today's event, Siddharth. Siddharth is a data scientist with a decade of experience, graduated from IIT Patna, and worked at renowned organizations like Microsoft, Genpact, and is currently leading teams at Myntra and responsible for driving data-driven strategies. So basically in this event, we are going to cover how to master the AI strategies powering your favorite e-commerce websites. So he'll go through the entire event. So if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat box below, or you can mention them in the Q&A. We'll answer all your doubts regarding course or regarding the subject. You can ask whatever you want. Siddharth, you can take over the call.
Sure, yeah. Thanks, Narendra. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah. So, hi everyone. Hope you're all doing good. So let me just share my screen. So, Narendra, I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. Sure. So this is about all about the AI strategies powering your favorite e-commerce websites. So this is more like see, like a lot of buzz about e-commerce, like AI, like e-commerce, and how AI can be used at different purposes, right? And you also must be like aspiring data scientist, or already you must have learned something about data science. So here we will understand like why data science is so important and how you can utilize it, and what is the advantages you actually get like like after you master the data science, okay, and where all you can apply the data science. And every aspect which you see, right, you actually think that okay, it might be like you won't recognize that it is data, like data science or AI, but only like we will actually like explain you how almost like every single small minute things are actually powered by AI, and how AI can disrupt the complete e-commerce sector. So this is all about how the class is going to be. So as Narendra already mentioned, if you have any doubts also, yeah, please feel free to message in the chat. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. So today's agenda, like we will cover about like what data science is and the importance of AI in e-commerce, like recommendation systems, and how actually AI can like empower the e-commerce, and like how to do the fraud prevention, inventory management, and all these things. Okay. So that's what like we will cover. Okay. One second. Someone seems to have raised that. Okay. So this is this is what we will cover. And okay. So now going forward. Okay. So before starting with the data science, right? Like see, gifts are something which everyone likes. Okay. So let's assume that like you actually are given an option to get a gift, and you have two options. Okay, like the one on the left hand side or the one on the right hand side. Which one do you choose? Maybe you can just like message in the chat, like what you like, probably A for the left one and the B for the right one. Okay. So yeah, just like a message in the chat, like we probably you must be wondering like why is it even relevant to data science? But we will like come back to it later. Okay. So maybe you can just like start messaging in the chat, and then we will see. Okay. Yeah. Many people are saying A. Yeah. Okay. There are some people like who actually said a red one also. Yeah, but I can see a lot of A's over here. Okay, that's interesting actually. So yeah, this is quite good. So I think yeah, even probably I would have preferred an A, but let me yeah, get back to you at the end of the session. Okay, why this is so important for a data scientist. Okay, so now let's move on. So first thing is, before we get into the e-commerce, first, like, what is AI? Okay. And what are why is so much of buzz about AI? So that is what we will cover. So AI actually might be like a very huge thing in general, but in the current world, AI refers purely to data science. Okay. AI and data science are almost used interchangeably in the current world. And what is it? It is about getting the insights from the data. So like you can get insights from the data normally also, like even without using a computer, even without knowing a good math and all, you can get some insights like by looking at any data, right? But here the question is, the thing is, like, here you apply math, computer science, and and some business expertise also, and that is where the intersection point is the data science. Okay, the reason why you need data science is, if you see the chart over here, right, the data has been increasing exponentially. We have officially got the data increased only till 2020, but if you see somewhere like in 2006 versus 2020, right, the data actually almost like went like more than I think like 400 times. Okay, so and like this is impossible for a normal human to actually understand this data. Okay, and we have to maximize the use of this data also. And a few of the key reasons why the data size has increased is, so the first thing is internet. If you see, a lot of things which were done offline right now are moving to internet. Okay, like shopping, people are going to internet, paying the bills, they are going to internet. Okay, so we are able to collect a lot of digital data. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is the IoT, which is mostly the sensors and all. If you see, let's suppose if you take an automobile also, earlier the automobile sector, right, like they used to have like a normal car. Okay, but now if you see, your car is like almost like as intelligent as a baby. It actually knows like when you will put the brake, like when to shift the gears and all those things. So this will be like an possible only through sensors, and the sensors will be collecting the data like throughout 24/7. Okay, so this is another thing. And the third thing, of course, is the social media. If you see the amount of time the people are spending on the apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, and all, right? So this is it has gone up humongous. So due to all these things, we are getting a lot of digital data than we are getting earlier. It almost is like 1,000, 2,000 times by now, like at 2023. And it is very important that we actually utilize the data. So if you see the companies also, right, like earlier it used to be mostly expert driven decisions. Okay, which means there used to be like a head, like who will take the decisions. But now they are moving from expert driven decisions to data driven decisions, which means, okay, we have so much of data, we'll rely on the data itself. Like we don't need any other expert. So that's the reason that data scientists are becoming the new experts now. So it's quite important that someone actually understand a little bit of data science to survive in this world. Okay, so now going ahead. Okay, so now we will talk specifically about how artificial intelligence is used in e-commerce, right? So, so now, okay, first, like, where are the, you must be thinking, where are the places the AI can be used? The first thing is the personalization. So let's discuss about personalization in offline market. Okay, so I'll tell you an incident. Like while I was in college, so one of my friend was there, like who actually used to drive a car. Okay, and that time a car actually means a luxury. So we used to go to the same shop to buy to buy some clothes and all. So when I used to go to the shop, right, like he used to show me some jeans like worth like 500 rupees also. When my friend used to go, like he used to show me the he used to show them the jeans like worth like 5,000 rupees. Okay, so which means the shopkeeper himself was able to personalize to the customer. Like he saw like the person getting out of the car, and he actually started recommending like the jeans of 5,000 rupees. Well, when I'm going on a bike, like he actually gave me like a 500 rupees jeans, right? So this is the personalization aspect. You show the person like what they actually need. And just imagine, like in an e-commerce website, there will be like 40 million people coming onto the platform. So it's humanly impossible for for us to provide personalization recommendation without using artificial intelligence. So that is one aspect. And then let's discuss about, let's suppose, the fraud detection, right? So the fraud detection, like say recently one of my actually friend was telling, okay. So like a few years back, like 5, 6 years back, when the AI was not so empowered, so they went for a wedding, and there was one of the persons over there like who wore actually a lehenga, and who was very protective of that lehenga. Okay. And when actually asked, like one of the friend was telling that like only for the event they actually bought a very what I would say like a costly lehenga, and eventually after the event they wore it during the event and then they returned it. So these are all the fraud, and just imagine like how much of loss the companies would incur because of this fraud. I'm sure like we all know some people like who would do these kind of frauds, right? So how do we detect the frauds using the AI, right? And then let's talk about the forecasting and the analytics. Okay. So I'll just tell you, like when I was in the school, right? So people used to talk a lot about the bootcut jeans. I'm sure like all of you must be knowing about this word, like bootcut jeans. Okay. It used to be the most trendy jeans and everyone used to wear that. Okay. So, and later what happened is like when I was in college, people used to wear a lot of this baggy jeans type of thing, baggy trousers. Okay. So that used to be the trend over there. Okay. And accordingly, the shopkeepers also used to come and like maintain that stock. Okay. Now, if you see, like a lot of people are wearing the torn jeans. So this is actually like the shopkeepers, what they do is even if you take the normal supermarkets or like any malls, right? They see the trend and then they actually order that items. But if you have to stay ahead of the curve, right, you should be able to predict the trend well in advance. Okay. So you have to predict, okay, what will be the trend next month? Okay. Only then, like, or next year, only then you will be able to understand, like, you will be able to tell your teams, okay, manufacture this item and then keep it ready. When tomorrow the trend comes, we should be the first one to sell it. Okay, so that is the forecasting and the analytics space. Okay, so like that, there are a lot of things, and we will like explore like each of the areas separately also, at least like some of the areas. So this is how like AI is used almost in every aspect of the like in the e-commerce. Okay, so let's go to one of the first use cases, which is the product recommendation, right? So let's suppose if someone is buying a instant film camera. So most of you might be knowing the instant camera, but if your friends are photographers, then they would definitely be knowing. Okay, so it is quite logical that if a person buys an instant film camera, right? They also need the count pepper, pouch, and the stand. Okay, for this you don't need an intelligent one, like it is like a normal retailer. Even in the website also you can just show, okay, buy this, buy that, and all. So this is what like a traditional e-commerce probably would have looked like. So let's imagine like how AI can disrupt the product recommendations. Okay, so let's see. So we actually make the product recommendations more intelligent using AI, right? So how is it possible? The first thing is, okay, so if you see this example over here, right, like someone must have purchased toolbox. Okay, so it is relatively common for a person to come and purchase a touring, okay, in the e-commerce website. But the thing is, like the e-commerce website has mastered that art, saying that like whoever actually purchases touring, right? So they based on their family and like they belong to a certain family, they probably their food choices might be separate, or their applications would be there, and accordingly, if you see, they actually told that okay, you can also buy haldi. Just imagine, like no one wants to buy haldi from an e-commerce website, right? But if you but someone wants to buy like a tori from the e-commerce website. So if someone buy like 100 people who come onto the e-commerce website, they will buy a tori, and out of which, like if you show this item, right, at least 30 people will go and buy haldi. So it is like you're creating a new market for haldi, right, just by the recommendations. So that is the power of AI. And this is not something which there will be like what around like 40-50 lakh products on an e-commerce website. It is humanly impossible for them to give the similar recommendations. Only AI can do this, that too using the data, right? So this is one application. Okay. And this the second thing, it is actually one real incident which happened in the US. You can actually Google this also. So what happened was, at some point of time, like if, one of the family, they used to actually purchase a lot from one of the e-commerce website. Okay, so it used to go quite well. So then all of a sudden, from one day onwards, the e-commerce website started actually recommending the baby products. Okay, like for example, like for a pregnant woman, okay, what they should use, some kind of lotions and all, and for a baby, the kind of dresses and the pampers and all these things. Okay, it went on to an extent, the recommendations, that the family was confused on why these recommendations are coming, and they actually went and actually quarreled with the customer service executive. Okay, but the poor guy, like he actually had no understanding on how the AI works, and then he has to apologize for it. Then eventually what happened was, after 2 weeks, the family actually got to know that actually their daughter was pregnant. Okay, so just imagine, how did the e-commerce website tell that, predict that the daughter was pregnant? Okay, it has absolutely no idea on the medical records. Okay, only purely based on the buying patterns. Okay, so that like maybe some of the grocery list, or maybe some of the preferences, or how quickly some of the items are getting used and all, it was able to analyze the pattern on how the other products are being bought, and they were able to predict that some of the person in the family was pregnant, probably way before even the doctors were able to diagnose it, right? Or even before the family was able to understand it. So this is the power of AI, right? So you can't even imagine like how powerful the AI can turn out to be in the future. This is something like which happened like few years back, and it is like a real incident. And just imagine like how how the systems will be like in the future. So this is what actually drives the AI, and this is the reason like why people are so much interested in the AI, right? So let's go ahead. Okay. So now we actually talked about like recommending products and all, right? So now let's actually talk about what are the different modules which should be there. So the recommender systems, it is not at all an easy task. So if you see like one recommendation coming to you, right? There would be like a lot of people like behind that thing, okay? And there will be a lot of modules. Like the first thing is there will be a module which will identify the target items, okay? There will be another module like which will detect the audience, okay? And there will be and understand the audience preferences and everything. And then there will be a third module which will actually frame, okay, what is the role of recommendation, how it should be shown, where it should be shown, when it should be shown. Okay. And then there will be another module which will measure the effectiveness, because everything is math over here. You cannot actually see, okay, this is like a good recommendation, a bad recommendation. So we have to understand how many people are clicking on it, like how much of extra revenue we are getting it. So there should be a module which should actually, which is designed to measure the effectiveness. Okay. And then the other thing is the data, probably the most important thing. If you see, without data, nothing is going to happen, right? So we have to understand the data. See the like a human brain, we are intelligent is what we say, okay? But how do we get the intelligence? By looking at the real world, right? By looking at the books, or like by seeing how the people are behaving. So it is the data which is reflecting in our brain and which is making us intelligent. Similarly, here also we have to understand what data are we going to use, because that defines how intelligent your AI system is going to be, right? And then the next thing is the feedback. So you actually, by feedback, what I mean to say is you actually show something to the customer, the model, okay, or the AI system. The customer actually won't like it. Then the AI system will understand, okay, the customer hasn't liked it. So I have to refine the way I show the recommendations, right? And then it actually learns on it, learn on its own, okay? And then it shows like a new recommendation. Then the customer will probably click or buy that product. Then the system will understand, okay, the customer is buying, which means my recommendations are correct. Then accordingly it will go in the direction. So it is like a self-correcting or a auto-correcting mechanism which has to be built. And if you see over here, It's like there are large teams sitting behind each and every modules over here, and that is the reason why the demand for the data science is going up and up every day, right? So let's move on. Okay. So now, I think you have understood like how the recommendations are happening and how much uh, like uh, uh, the where the recommendations are happening, right? So the question is like, are recommendations really that important? Okay, some people might tell, okay, without recommendations also, like maybe I will people will go and buy that product. They will probably search for the product and then they'll buy it. Okay, so let's see. Let's I'll present you one use case which actually happened recently. Okay, so how many of you people have watched Triple R? Okay, I think probably it is one of the most successful movie in the last 1 year. Probably you can just message in the chat like if you have watched the Triple R movie. Okay, but I'm sure like a lot of people must have watched it, right? So the thing is, like in India, it was like a huge success at the time it was released, and also it is because everyone knows the directors and everything. But in USA, Triple R released in USA in many theaters. But somehow what happened was it was like it was probably viewed only by the Indians, not beyond Indians. Okay, and the reason is not that like people don't want to go to theaters, like people actually want to go to theaters and explore. But one of the reason being, like if you see the trailer, right, it is like one trailer for everything. Okay, and if you go to, let's suppose if you see the posters and all, it is like there are some bunch of posters and everyone sees the same posters, right? But when did Triple R become such a global success? Okay, so when it was released in Netflix, right? So in Netflix, the thing is, people might argue because people are a lot of people are using the OTT platforms, so that is the reason the it has become quite popular. But that is not the reason. Okay, that is not the complete reason, at least. Okay, so one of the key reason being that is the AI which the Netflix uses. In the Netflix, if you see, even the posters are personalized. Just take a movie, okay, and then see what is the poster you are seeing for that movie, the thumbnail which you're seeing for that movie, and versus like what the thumbnail your friend is seeing. There will be a difference. Okay, so what it does is actually it actually go understands the user persona. There will be okay, there is a user who has watched these kind of movies, which means that actually the person might like a action movie. So accordingly, I will show him the poster which tells that there is action in the movie. Okay, there is a person which actually who might like some romantic drama, so I'll show a poster which actually creates that interest in them. Okay, which will create some which will assume that there is some emotional drama in them, right? So accordingly, for every user, even the poster is personalized. Just imagine, okay, not the movies which it recommends, but even the poster on the movie is personalized. So that is the extent of personalization which Netflix does. Okay, and it is one of the and that is one of the reasons why it has become a pioneer in the space. Okay, if you see, let's suppose Prime versus Netflix, right? Netflix charges almost 10 times as much as money as Prime, but still it is one of the global leading platforms all over the world. One of the reasons means AI is the answer over here, right? So now I hope you understood like what is the need for AI and how AI is able to disrupt the complete market, right? So yeah. So yeah, I think this actually again like proves like why AI is so important. So if you see the Gen Z or the new age population, exploration aspect is going very high. Okay, earlier it used to be the case that like only if you know something like you will try. But now after all these apps have come like TikTok and what I would say the apps like Josh, Instagram, and all, right? So the exploration is going like anything. You show like all they need like more and more content. That is how the Gen Z is there. So like even in terms of shopping or everything, the new content actually is the key. So in order for people, like to let the people explore, the only way is through the AI powered recommendations. Okay? Because earlier it used to be the word of the mouth, but now the recommendation, the digital recommendation is is the word of the is the new word of the mouth, right? So that's how the AI is actually turning out to be. Okay. So now let's move on. So here, the other thing is, let's suppose if you are running a website, okay. So what happens is, just imagine if you are in a in a normal town or a city, and then if you want to shop, like if you're going on a trip, okay. So basically what happens is, you go to the shop and then you ask them, okay, I need some maybe like if you are going for a Dubai trip, right? I needed sunscreen, I needed glasses, or like all that items like what you need, right? So for that, like you need to do some research also. Okay. So it is like a hectic process. Okay. First you have to plan your trip, and then you have to actually Google, search in internet or talk to people who have gone to that place on what all do I need, when I actually when I want to go to a trip, right? So then like you have to go to the shop, that particular shop, and then buy those items, right? So but now I see one of the questions, but what does the client want? This is exactly what the client wants, right? They want to simplify the user experience, right? So like e-commerce website, in the future, by future, I don't mean 10 years. I meant to say in the next 10 months are going to a state where actually the person doesn't have to type, okay, what all I need. The user comes and then they can type, okay, I'm going on a Dubai trip, and then there will be huge LLMs, like for example the ChatGPT, Bard, these kind of LLMs, right? These are all part of LLMs. So there will be LLMs developed by the e-commerce website, which will actually tell the user, okay, if you are going on a Dubai trip, what you should buy. Okay. So let's see the recommendations over here. So the e-com website, the bot, right? It has actually given, okay, great to hear that. Like, wish you a happy journey. And these are the items which you can purchase. So if you see the first thing, right? Since you have dry skin, these sunscreens are quite important. Okay. So how does it know that it has dry skin? Again, based on the user data, right? The user must have purchased something previously in the website. So then it actually understood that the user skin is dry. So it actually it just didn't recommend sunscreen. If you see specifically, it recommended a sunscreen for the dry skin people, okay, because there is a personalization aspect to it and there is a recommendation aspect to it also. So that is what that is where the e-commerce website are planning to go. Okay. And then it actually, if you see over here, right, it actually understood the external situations also. Okay, Dubai, you're going now in May, so which means it is going to be like a very hot place. So it is recommended that you wear sunglasses. Okay. So till here it is level 1 recommendation, but it went one step ahead. It says that, okay, you use jeans a lot because we have seen that you are purchasing jeans. Okay. So now these are the sunglasses which should go well with the jeans which you have already purchased, right? So that's exactly like what what it has recommended. And then it actually also recommended like the shirts. Okay. So these, like, okay, you are going to Dubai and these are the trend over here, so you should purchase the light colored shirts which will be stylish, which will suit you, and at the same time it will give you like a very comfortable feel. So that is where the real e-commerce stands, like. Okay. So just imagine how much time it is taking for you to shop in an e-commerce website currently, okay, today. And just imagine that if the e-commerce website is able to provide you this kind of recommendation, how much time it will reduce. So on an average, what we have observed is, to purchase this much of catalog, a person probably would take around 10 days to purchase, right? So which means that revenue which is coming onto the platform, right, you are delaying it by 10 days. Okay, but with this kind of intelligence built into the platform, which the a lot of companies are working into, so you can actually reduce the 10 days just to 1 day. With this level of recommendation, you'll make the custom like it will be you'll make it the customer journey so simple that like within one like day, the customers will be able to purchase what they are able to purchase in 10 days, right? So that is what the e-commerce website want. And this is all possible only through data scientists, right? So that is the reason like why the data scientists are in so much of demand, right? So okay, so this is clear. So now moving on. So now we understood like what like how you understand a custom, right? So now the thing is like we have to also rectify some of the mistakes which the customer will make. Like we can't expect the customer to be fully correct, right? So let's suppose there is a customer, okay, who has come on a, let's suppose if it's like a very traditional system, okay, and they have typed LEDAS, ladies handbag. So if you build like a very good software also, right, but without an AI, so then like what it will show, it will show that okay, what is ladies, I don't understand what is ladies, so I have no like results to show. So which will result in a very poor customer satisfaction, right? They have to go again and then type, okay, it is not ladies, it is ladies. Just imagine if you have like a AI powered understanding, right? So then you actually type ladies handbag. So what it does is it actually auto corrects. It understands, okay, they have typed ladies handbag, which most likely means that they are probably looking for ladies handbag, which also is like the woman's handbag. Okay, and just imagine you eliminated another step, and it will result in very good customer satisfaction. If you see, right? So that is the power of AI. But this is not the end of it. Just imagine if a boy comes and types ladies jeans, okay, and then if you show ladies jeans, right, will it be correct? Of course not. Okay. So it will result in again a poor customer behavior. So it is not just about like the query or the spell correction, which you have to understand. It will understand, it will also see what is the user persona. In this particular case, it will understand, okay, if a guy has come here and he has typed LEDIS space jeans, which means that he probably wants Levi's jeans and he made like an incorrect spelling. He unexpectedly, instead of V, he typed D, right? And then it actually shows the Levi's jeans, not the ladies' jeans. Okay. So then again, like it will be like a very peaceful customer experience, right? So all this is possible like with very strong language models understanding, and at the same time, like you have to have like very strong understanding of the user persona. Okay. And this all will be possible only through through AI and what I would say, like by understanding the data and all, which is possible only by the AI scientists or the data scientists, right? So this is the reason why like every company, like not just e-commerce, like every company is running behind data scientists. Because just imagine if you have two websites, right? One website is not powered by AI and the other website is powered by AI, like no one would even go to the second website, even if the products are good also, right? Like they would see, okay, this is like a good customer experience which is giving, I will go to this website. Okay. If you see, that's what happened with Google. At some point of time when Google was invented, there were two websites like Yahoo and Google, right? So Yahoo also used to provide search and Google also used to provide search. But slowly what happened was when while Yahoo started investing on the software and like the look and feel, right? Google started minimizing it. If you see even to the Google website currently also, right? It will be the most simple website you must have ever seen. It will be just like a small search bar. That's it. But it started investing on the artificial intelligence, which means you just have to type something and in the first like page itself we will show you what you need. Okay, we don't want you to type like very like the correct spellings and all these things. You just type like whatever you want, we will understand what you want. Okay, so that is where the difference is, and that is the reason like Google has become the market leader in search. right? So similarly, that AI is coming into the e-commerce websites as well, and to be frank, not just e-commerce, in every space. And the future leader is the one who will be able to utilize AI in the correct fashion, right? So this is how the thing. Okay. So now let's take like a small digression. Okay. And just wanted to see, like, especially if you are in like a very like if you're coming from tier 2, maybe even in the tier 1 cities also, these kind of fashion matching centers, like, people must have seen, right? Like probably I just want like some charts. Okay, like, who have seen this fashion matching centers, and maybe you can type like yes or no. Okay. So, okay, but yeah, I can see a lot of yes over here. Two S's, three S's. Okay. No. So, okay, a lot of people must have seen. Okay, I can clearly say. So, the one funny thing, sorry. Yeah. So one funny thing which happens is, a lot of supermarkets came, like a lot of malls have come, and even the e-commerce has come, right? So what happened is, like, when the e-commerce came, a lot of supermarkets actually got affected. Okay, like a lot of people started buying from e-commerce, and lot of what I would say, malls also got affected, and a lot of showrooms also got affected. Okay, but one funny thing which I would tell is this, fashion matching centers, right? Even when the e-commerce came, like, they were almost unaffected. And you might see that it's like a very small shop and it brings like a lot of small revenue, but actually it is very wrong. Okay. Because if you aggregate the total business, it is like $1 billion business, this fashion matching centers. That's why if you see, almost in every street, you will see like one fashion matching center, right? So, uh, so what happens is, like, the reason is because it is very difficult. You need a lot of personalization. Every person will come and then show that, okay, this the saree which I have purchased. Show me some matching items to the particular saree and all. And it is difficult. In mall you can't do that. Okay, even in e-commerce website you can't do that. So this is like a very rock solid business, right? And it is like $1 billion business, which is happening all across the India, just that it is unorganized. So the next question is, can e-commerce replace it? Okay, and the answer is yes. Okay, and what is the technique which is being used is a visual search, which is again powered by AI. So what happens over here is, let's suppose if there is a girl, okay, and if they have a top, okay, so they can actually go to the e-commerce website, okay, in the future, and they will ask, okay, what, show me some items which go well with my top. There's a top which I have already purchased, which is already there with me. I probably bought it from another shop or whatever it is, but can you help me get the items which go well with the top, right? And then here comes the AI. It will tell, okay, you have the top, so go with this blue color handbag, okay, or else like go like you can actually also go with this jeans, and there is like heels which you can actually go, right? So these are the recommendations which, if the e-commerce website shows, right, which is not yet there, then it can be replacement to the fashion matching centers. Okay, so this is the place where the e-commerce has to eventually reach, if it has to reach the full potential, right? So this is the main difference. One second. Yeah, and let's suppose if there is a guy, okay, who already has a jeans. So then, like, what does he need? So they, like, you want to purchase a t-shirt on top of the jeans, right? Then he will ask the e-commerce website, okay, see my jeans, okay, and then give me some good t-shirts on top of jeans. If you see, okay, this is a black jeans, so probably you might these are the kind of like t-shirts which should suit your jeans, right? So this is where the real power of e-commerce lies. Okay, it is not just in just like shopping the way it is being shopped now, but it is in enhancing and reducing the time of the shopping experience, right? So that is the power of AI. Okay, and if you see in the next 1 year, these are all going to come. Okay, and in the next 2-3 years, like, without this, e-commerce website probably cannot even survive. It will reach a stage. So you can, so you will see lot of demand for e-commerce, for AI scientists in the e-commerce, right? So that's where it is. And actually, yeah. And someone like, yeah, I'm just looking, I'm trying to take a stock of the questions also. So yeah, some are unrelated questions, but one really good question which I see is, what is the scenario if a man buys jeans for his wife, then what might happen when it comes to the recommendation? Okay, so if you see so if you see over here, right, like when someone it is, especially in India, it is very common, okay, that whenever someone purchases something, through one account they purchase for the whole family. For my wife I'll purchase, like for my kids I'll purchase, like for my mom I'll purchase, for everyone I'll purchase. Okay, so what happens is, there is an AI. Okay, I'll tell you. So there are some mechanism which actually tells, okay, if the person is logging in from the system at maybe evening, right, then there is a chance that it is this person who is logging. Okay, and if there is a person who is logging in the system from night, which means, okay, this person must have finished the work at this time, and then he is logging. So we have to show recommendation pertaining to this particular profile. Okay, and if, let's suppose, if you are purchasing for your grandmother also, and if the login happens in the afternoon, then there is a chance that, okay, maybe the grandmom has logged in, and we have to show some elderly saris and all. So there are AI systems which actually detect the kind of the time, based on the time, they can detect. Okay, and they can detect like what profile within the same account, like how they are purchasing. And then the second thing is based on the first query. Okay, like whenever they log into the system, they actually probably will fire like first query, right? It will detect, okay, like what is the first query. Okay, based on that, let's suppose if it is related to women, or like in this particular case, then it will automatically detect, okay, probably he is not purchasing for himself, though the account belongs to him, he's purchasing for his wife. And then like immediately the session gets revamped, all the recommendations and all like will come with respect to your wife and all, right? So that is how the new recommendation, the newish recommendation systems will be there, and AI is used applicable almost like at every places, right? So before this, maybe I'll try to take like a quick stock of the all the questions before I go into the fraud prevention. Yeah, I think, yeah, more or less like we covered all the questions. I think yeah, there are couple of things which I think, which we already covered in the previous thing. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so now, how does the fraud prevention in e-commerce work? Okay, so if you see, let's suppose a traditional role-based system, right? So there will be a scammer. Okay, so if he has the intent to prevent a fraud, right? What happens is, we will write some rules in a traditional rule-based system saying that, okay, if the item purchase is so and so, then don't do it. Okay, if the let's suppose if the order is coming from so and so location, then don't do it, right? And then we detect, and then we actually prevent it from the scammer, right? So that is some rules which we can make. But how many rules can we make? We cannot make thousands of rules or lakhs of rules. But if you see the scamming, right, there are like lakhs of ways in which the scammer will try to scam the system. Okay, so again, what is the solution for this? Okay, no prizes for guessing. It is going to be AI, right? So what happens is, like, a user, whenever they attempt a transaction, an AI powered engine would be there, which would have been already trained on the previous transactions. Okay, so then it will see like billions of cases, and it will try to analyze the billions of patterns. Okay, like for example, the first thing, it will try to analyze the address. Okay, if they see that the address is coming from it seems like a fraud address, right? Then it will understand, okay, usually from this kind of pin codes and all, we don't get this kind of orders. So if I'm getting this order of, let's suppose, like a 1 lakh order, then it probably can be a fraud. So I'll do one more round of verification. Okay, so that's one thing it will do. And then the other thing which it can do is Okay, okay. If the user if the user has more than a certain, okay, we have seen that user, they actually usually whenever they purchase these kind of items, right, they actually return it. So maybe I should I add some delivery fee around it, or should I should I do some rechecking on top of it to prevent the to prevent the fraud and all. So that is the another thing like which the AI system will prompt. Okay, so like that, like there will be like billions of scenarios, and in almost like every scenario, the answer is AI, because it will be able to understand, and it will be able to analyze the data which a human mind won't be able to analyze. Okay. And then it will prevent the fraud, right? So that is how the AI systems usually operate. Yeah. So yeah, let me just take a quick stock of the questions. So one thing is, so ChatGPT 4 replace data scientist job. Okay. So yeah, I think this is a very curious question. Because like I would suggest you just like wait for a moment. I will answer that for during the end, right? But the thing is, yeah, ChatGPT, can it replace? No, it won't replace. It will actually increase the jobs of a data scientist, right? I'll tell you why. Okay. Hmm. So, and the other question is, if suppose I gifted a friend a shirt dress and that person has an account that in the website, so it will have the data and can recommend the matches to it. Yeah, yes, Yogesh. Okay. So this is I think the people over here like are thinking in the future. It's very good. So the thing is now, like in fact, like this is probably something which I didn't want to like cover, but it's glad that you asked this question. So the future of commerce is the social commerce. Okay. If you see like some of the shops and all, right, no one wants to buy alone and then do shopping. Okay. So, so what happens is, like you actually can't do shopping like going alone, but because of the e-commerce website, people are doing the shopping alone, right? But just imagine if you have a friend and if you shop, the experience is altogether different. Okay, it's not just the item, but it's also the joy of buying, right? So now what happens is in the social e-commerce, so we like the e-commerce website are trying to create like a social media type of system wherein the shopping will happen as a group, which means people will with multiple accounts, right? Even if you don't know them, you can actually create some groups, okay, in the future, and then tell them that okay, all of us actually have the similar taste, so let's shop together. And then they will be able to tell, okay, this might suit you, this might not suit you, or else like, okay, I saw this product, why don't you do this product? So it's almost like virtually people are able to shop as a group. Okay, it can be your friends, or it can be your peers, or it can be like someone like whom you know, right? So that is the that is the next level of innovation which is happening in AI. And this I think hope I will answer your question. In this particular case, if you want to buy a gift, right, so maybe you can actually tell to the e-commerce website that I'm trying to like actually buy a gift for this person, and if that person also has the privacy settings enabled in a certain way, right, then the e-commerce website will tell, okay, maybe you can buy this gift to your friend, and he'll be very happy if he sees this gift, right? So that is something which will is definitely possible in the future. Okay. And yeah, and I think, yeah, glad that this kind of questions are coming up. uh, okay. And like one of the question is regarding ChatGPT also, so that also I'll like answer it, okay, in a way. And the next question is, sir, I'm from non-IT background. Uh, like my knowledge is very low in coding. How to ace the data science? So yeah, this is also like something like which I'll cover in the end. Okay, let me just like finish off this. These two questions will cover in the end. Okay, and these are going to be quite interesting. So now, yeah, coming to the inventory management, right? So okay, so the thing is like if you see like a kirana shop and if you see a supermarket, right? So if let's suppose if there is a kirana shop a person, like if you go to a kirana shop, right? So the kirana shop person, he knows you, okay, and he has like a very small shop, like which is almost the size the size of a small room, okay, but he actually will give you 90% of the items which you need, right? supermarket will provide you all the 100, probably all the 100% items which you need, or 95% of the items which you need, but it is very, very huge. So if you see, right, like I would say that the kirana person is like way more intelligent, because in one small room he is able to sell 90% of the items, while the supermarket people are able to sell like such items, like by keeping like a what, like a 3-storied building, right? So just imagine like how intelligent the kirana shop owner is, because he's able to like he stays in a locality, he knows what the people in the street do, and then he keeps a stock of that items, and then he will be able to deliver. And he will be able to deliver quickly also. In some cases, like you just call the person, and then you will be able to deliver in the in the next 10 to 15 minutes, right? So that is the power, like that is where the intelligence comes. And the thing is, in the e-commerce, you don't want to restrict yourself like a supermarket. Okay? You want to be like a supermarket with the intelligence of the kirana agent also, right? That is where that is where the real power comes in. Okay, and that is where the inventory management comes in, which is AI enabled. And like even if you see the preferences of the user, right? Let's assume in 2013. By 2013, like I think people like e-commerce website was fine, and people started buying a lot from the e-commerce website. But here, what happens is, in 2013, people used to think, okay, I want an earphones, but it's okay even if I get in 10 days also. So that is how used to be the thought process. Okay. Now let's see how it has changed in 2019. Okay. So they want the earphones, but they want it in the next 2 hours, right? So how do you do it? So one thing which you can do it like is, in every street you set up this warehouse and all, or you set up the inventory. But that is probably, if you like take one inventory, right, or one warehouse, it will take at least like 1,000 to 2,000 feet. And just imagine if you want to set up like in inventory which has all these earphones and all in every street, that will be the most stupid option. Okay, that is not scalable at all. Okay, first of all, it will incur a lot of cost, it will incur like a lot of like space, and it will ensure that you only lead to losses, right? So, but how do you cater to this? Which means that you have to intelligently predict what the people will want in the future itself. Okay? You don't want to wait till the end, like saying that, okay, like I will deliver only once the order is placed, right? You have to predict what the users will order, and then you have to keep it in a very small warehouse very near to it. So then the people will order, and then you will be able to like do like deliver it within the 2 hours, right? So that is how you actually adopt your e-commerce to the new generation, or the to the needs of the population. That is when like people will start using the e-commerce, right? Now it's not an option saying that, okay, if you deliver in the next 10 days, right, no one will use your website. Like now, the double day delivery has come 2 years ago, and the single day delivery has come like 1 year, I think 1 year ago. Now I think that trend is going to be like within the day delivery. Okay, you don't even want to wait for 1 day. Okay, so that's where the customer preferences are going, and I think that is like a clear indication. It's like a no-brainer. But how is this possible? It is possible only through AI. Okay, so everything should be AI enabled. First thing is, you have to give using all this AI predictions, right? You have to give a flexible heads up to the suppliers also, saying that, okay, if you want to deliver it now, right, like I think at least 2 months ago, like you have to give a heads up to the supplier saying that, okay, this product's demand might increase, so you actually manufacture this one. Okay, so that is one thing. And then the second thing is, you have to set up the regional warehouses also. Okay, like let's suppose like there is this joke saying that like someone actually went to Dubai, and they were trying to sell the rugs, it seems. Okay, and and there is like a complete failure. So basically, you have to intelligently understand which all regions will have like which all demands, and accordingly you have to design the warehouses. Okay, if you are, let's suppose if you are setting up a warehouse in Kashmir, right, you have to understand maybe this is the month like this, the sweaters demand might increase, so you have to set up the warehouse such that it can contain a lot of sweaters and all. So this has to be the intelligent warehouse setting. Okay, and the locations also should be intelligent. You have to understand, okay, where all the maximum demand is there, the pin codes, and then accordingly I'll have to see where where the warehouses has to be set up and how they have to be set up. Okay, and then there is this concept called local warehouse and sorting centers. So usually the regional warehouse will be very large, but at the same time, within, let's suppose if you are from Bangalore, right? Within in Belandur also I'll set up like a local warehouse. Okay, I should know what people want in Belandur. That is even more difficult. I should know what people want in Koramangala. So that is the local warehouse. This has to be even more granular prediction, right? And then next coming to the stores, right? So coming to once in Koramangala, let's suppose if you have like a small warehouse, then in within every street also, you can tie up with local stores or the local kiranas, and then you have to actually stock it up in the local stores. Okay, so this is the next, this is another level of intelligence which you need, which means you have to understand what the people within that particular pin code or within that particular street will also buy, right? And then the next thing is the efficient trip to the customers, which means you cannot hire 1 crore whatever delivery executives, right, to deliver. So you have to hire the people in a very, very smart manner, with less number of people, but you have to efficiently map all of them to the customers, so that you have to understand the dynamic demand and accordingly send the executives to different places, what I would say, different orders have to be jam packed within particular executive, and that is so with very minimal resources you can still deliver to the customer in a very short period of time. Okay, this is where the artificial intelligence comes in, right? And this is the AI powered inventory management, okay, which is there. Okay, so yeah, I think this is more or less, these are the areas which I wanted to cover. If you have observed, right, so AI is almost used in every aspect. Okay, we have seen in Netflix, it uses even for the poster recommendations also. In e-commerce, like the product recommendations, the inventory management, and there is this fraud detection, and there are n number of things the visual search which we have just seen, and the AI chatbots like the ChatGPT and all, right? So in every case, this is being used, right? So that's the reason it is a very powerful thing, AI, right? And then yeah, let's go back to the first question. I think a lot of people when we asked what is the gift which you wanted to buy, right? People answered the left one. Okay, but what do you infer from here? So you shouldn't take a decision without asking the right questions. Okay, which is one of the most important aspect of a data scientist. Okay, so the thing is if I asked you what is the gift which you want to say, you shouldn't tell that okay, I want this black one. You should have actually asked okay, what is the size of the black one, what is the price of the black one, and how the what is the thing, what are the specifics of the right one and all, right? So it is very important aspect to become a data scientist, because data is more important, and to get the data you have to ask the right set of questions to the customers. So that's the reason why we have actually kept this thing. But yeah, I think I'm really glad that there is a great participation. So now, okay, so in the spirit of asking the right questions, let's go back to the Q&As, and then let's see what are the questions which we got. Okay, so yeah, I am able to see that. So I'm from the non-IT background, my knowledge is very low in coding. How is the data science? Okay, so see, this is a very a typical question which I which I'm being asked, right? So what happens is see, the data science, if you see, it is a multiple step process. Okay, it is not just about coding, it is about a lot more things, your intuition about the business, okay, and your understanding on the math, and your understanding on how to use the data also, right? So in this case, what I would suggest is you can learn on the job and how to get the first job. first job is something which you can try to get a job which is not so much focused on coding, right? Because there will be some data science profile which will be extremely into coding. So maybe you like I won't even advise you to go and learn coding. So what I would suggest is like in the data science, it's not all about coding. So you get into a job which actually requires less coding. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of people like who are from non-engineering background, who are from non-IT background, who have done BCom also, and they are actually flourishing in really great companies like Amazon and all, like data science managers also. Okay, so I would say that it is not a constraint at all. You actually like for everyone, as I said, there is a personalized path. Okay, so you just need to know that right path. Okay, if you are from a certain background, we would prescribe, okay, go in this particular path. This is how you have to first get your first get your first job, and then you have to get your next job, and this is how you have actually can carve your path. Okay, and these are the topics probably which you want to focus. Okay, since you are from this background and since you are lacking, so with the personalized path, I don't see this as a hindrance, the IT background and all. Okay, so that's one thing. And the basic coding and all, I think it doesn't require like IT background, basic SQL and like Python and all that anyone can do. So we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, so next question is using Facebook or Instagram. I don't really understand what the question is, but okay, there is a follow-up thing. How they know what I want means when I think sari for mom, eventually I get sari advertisements on. Okay. So I think yeah, it was asked by Yogesh. So that's an interesting question. Mm. So the science behind it, right? I probably can only give you a glimpse because okay, first I'll repeat the question. How are they even getting to know like what I want? When I think of sari for mom, eventually I get sari advertisements on Facebook, Instagram, or some sari online website recommendation, right? So I think let's go back to the previous example on the e-commerce website predicting that like that the girl was pregnant, right? So here, what happens is like when you think of a sari, consciously or subconsciously, you do some things. Even when you don't type sari, that I want sari in the website, right? But there are few things which you do when you are in that mood, right? Maybe you see, some things can be quite general. Maybe there is a Mother's Day coming, or maybe in the last year also there was like your mom's birthday was there, or during this time you probably bought a sari, or probably there is some like you got a new job and you want to buy a sari. When you got a new job, probably you must have bought some like some formal dresses for yourself, and then accordingly it must have realized, okay, this guy have bought formal dresses like 2 months ago, which means he must got a good job. So now he must have received like a good salary, and now it's the time that like we recommend gifts for his mom. So there are like n number of like intelligence factors, okay, which will contribute to this, and which are able to give like the right recommendations. And this all is happening because of the AI. Okay, so I hope this I'm able to give you a glimpse on why this thing is happening, right? So this is this is the answer. And then the other question is it permissible to use ChatGPT for data collection to analyze the data by data scientists in a software company? So so this question, I don't think I can answer. I can give like a blanket answer, because ChatGPT, to use ChatGPT in a company, right? You actually, there are a lot of multiple contracts, okay, which you have to like sign up with. So it depends on the type of contract which you have signed up with. Like in some contracts, you're not allowed to use like beyond a certain extent. In some contracts, you are permissible to use to generate the data also, I guess. So that all depends on the type of contract which you are making with ChatGPT and all. So I think for that, the right thing is to consult your company and legal counsel, and then accordingly go ahead with it. But from a technicality point of view, is it possible? Definitely it is. But legally it is permissible. That I think you have to check. Okay. So that's the thing. And then the next question is, when it comes to visual search, AI matching the addresses, in my view, I think there is a flaw in it, as there are many perception all the people won't like white shirt with black band. When it comes to perception and taste, there is no right judgment. It may differ among people How would AI deal with? Okay, this is an interesting question. So the question, I'll simplify it. So Rufus is asking that, like, when it comes to AI matching the dresses, right? So he is telling that, like, okay, if I type like a black, like if I have a black pant, yeah, the AI might prescribe white dresses, but I might want like a black shirt on a black pant. Okay, not everyone might like a white shirt. Okay. So these are this is like, so the taste is personalized. So that is what Rufus is telling. So yes, you are absolutely correct. So the AI, right? Like the thing is, we have to develop the AI to such an extent that it has to understand the user's perception also. It is not, it is never the personalized, like it is never just based on the image. It actually sees the image, and at the same time, it actually also understand like from where the image is coming from. Who is the person like who has typed that image? Okay, like if it is coming from Vinod, then I have to give him white shirt. Okay, if it is coming from, let's suppose, Akhil, then I have to give him like a black shirt. Okay, if it comes from some other person, then I have to give him some floral shirts. So it is not just about the image. Okay, it is about, you have to understand the user persona also while giving it. So that's where the like helps. Okay, so I hope this has answered this question. And now, yeah, there is one question, one interesting question which I actually parked till the end. The question is, will ChatGPT reduce the jobs for the data scientists? Okay, so the answer is, the ChatGPT will in fact increase the number of jobs. I'll tell you the reason why. Okay, because see, if you see the development of ChatGPT, right? Like if you see, okay, let's think about like the era before ChatGPT. So people used to be there, they used to struggle a lot actually to build one model. It used to take a lot of time to build one model, small models and all. Okay. So then now what's happening is, with the advent of ChatGPT, we are the tools and techniques have evolved a lot, that it is very difficult to develop a ChatGPT type of thing. First, we have to acknowledge it, and not a normal person can develop it. It requires like a lot of genius and PhDs to develop it. So our target is not to develop to become a scientist who can develop ChatGPT, but now lot of options have opened up. People can use applications like ChatGPT to power a system, power internal systems, right? So the thing is, let's suppose if ChatGPT is there, ChatGPT as such cannot solve everything. You need to know how to use ChatGPT within your company, so that like you actually will be able to give the recommendations. Like for example, if you are working in an e-commerce company, right, a customer data, ChatGPT won't know what the customer has bought till now. So like if you ask ChatGPT, it won't be able to tell. So what happens is, you will use the internal intelligence of the ChatGPT, and then you have to build your own thing, saying that okay, the ChatGPT's intelligence is there, but now there is I know what my customer wants. Okay, then accordingly I'll marry both the intelligence, the ChatGPT's intelligence and the data which you actually know, and the data scientist will be able to come up with like way better recommendations. So if you see, because of ChatGPT, the opportunities for the data scientists are increasing, in fact, right? So that is how it is happening. It is not on the decreasing path, right? So I hope this actually cleared the doubt, because this is something which actually is being asked by a lot of people, and yeah, it's actually good that this question has come up over here. Okay. So great. I think, yeah, we have answered a lot of questions. So now, yeah, I think I would like to pass on to Narendra, so that he can explain more about the Alma Beta.
Thank you, Siddharth. It was a great session. Like the examples which you gave and the way you went from taking example of Alto car and the toy car, from that, it's everything is amazing. I hope everyone understood the things. So if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat box or in Q&A. Siddharth will answer them. Till then, I'll go through the Alma Beta. Siddharth, I will share my screen.
Yeah, sure. By the way, I'll also share my LinkedIn ID in the chat. So in case if you get some doubts later, you can ask. So let me stop sharing. So yeah, I think meanwhile I got like one more question. So the fashion matching center example you gave, I think the pick needs more enabled e-commerce regarding because for a salary is a challenge. Yes, Manu, I think that's like the biggest challenge. So that's the reason, as I told you, right? Lot of supermarkets and malls were affected by e-commerce. Okay, but the matching centers were the least affected ones long time ago, and it is in the future that these things will come. It is not an easy thing at all, and that's where we need people like such people like who can actually develop some applications who can do all these things. So it is not at all an easy thing, and that is the reason like we need large teams who have the capability to deliver these things. Yeah, Narendra, please go ahead.
Yes, Ranjan, we provide a certificate. You will get it through mail on Tuesday. By Tuesday, you will get it. Yeah. Yes, Siddharth, I'll take the call.
Yeah, I think I have stopped sharing my screen.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll tell you about Alma Better. Alma Better is a first learning platform where students can study in groups, do projects in teams, and get ready for jobs. Basically, we have a community where each and every student can interact with each other and they can solve each other doubts. And what we do is we provide projects and for teams. Like each team, there will be 4 to 5 people who can interact with each other to complete a project. Like how we do in our corporate world, we give that experience here in our platform. We also we provide jobs for the people who are enrolled in our course. So first we train them, then we give them jobs. So the curriculum which we have is industry relevant. We have added chat GPT AI into our curriculum. So as of now, you can see like how AI is utilized in e-commerce and in other different industries. You can learn all of them in our curriculum. How AI is utilized, how LLMs are used, how all these platforms are using AI. So you can understand all those things. So there are more than 100 live classes. You can access them throughout your life, like till you wish to access them, you can access them. There will be recording of each class in the dashboard. There are over 20 plus capstone projects along with 1,000 plus coding problems you can do to get hands-on experience on the how data science is working. And you will get a daily doubt revolution sessions. You can connect with mentors and ask them doubts. And there are more than 50 plus mock interviews with a dedicated career coach. Here, career coach is from industry. So you can ask whatever the doubts you have. So you can get experience from them. And we provide 100% job guarantee with more than 700 plus hiring partners. So for technical skills, we have live lectures, lab experiments, projects and assignments, and group discussions. I'll show them all of them in practical. Okay. So for motivation and industry exposure, we have one-on-one mentorship, guest lectures from top companies. Like, so Siddharth is from Mintra, right? He's leading a data science team at Mintra. So we'll bring so many guest lectures from top industry experts. So we also have community participation where you solve some problems of uh, some other students and you'll get rewarded for that. So all these things will took place in our community and mandatory for Alma-X. So capstone projects. So what is Alma-X? Once you complete your learning journey, if you want us to get placed for your, if you want a job, then what you have to do is you have to pass through one thing, Alma-X. So for Alma-X, there is two things you need to do. First thing is you have to complete capstone projects and competency challenges. After doing these two things, you can get into Alma-X. There you will have a few weeks of learning. There you will learn how to communicate with the clients, and there you will have basically communication classes and how to perform in interviews. Then we'll give interviews, and then you can give interviews. Then eventually you will get placed at top companies. So these are the hiring partners like Amazon, Uber. You can also see Target, Accenture, Bro, all these companies, top companies. And we also have startups like Vedantu and all those things. Like you can also see like banking, financial companies like HSBC, HDFC. So these are all top companies which hires from our alumni. So from our students. So as you can see, salary distribution, most of our graduates get around 8 to 9 lakhs per annum. This is the average. And some students also got more than that, like 15 lakhs per annum or 20 lakhs per annum. So it all depends on the skills which you have acquired. So how you present them in front of interviewer. So those things matters a lot, right? The average is 8 to 9 lakhs per annum. So here you can see the instructors and mentors. They are from top companies like BCG, as you can see from Walmart, Accenture. So these are like top companies from where the instructors are coming from. Microsoft, Apple, you can see all these things. So these are the success stories. These will be present in our website. I'll show you there also. You can see all our students are got placed as a data analyst, business analyst, and like I'll show all of them. Yeah. Recently, we have tied up with the IIT Guwahati. So that means you will also get certificate from IIT Guwahati. And there is a surprise for you guys. Like you can go to IIT Guwahati for 2 days, right? You can roam around the campus, you can have a lunch, dinner, party, whatever you want, you can do in those 2 days, right? That's a great thing, right? And here I'll go through this thing, okay? So you can see all these things. Here I'll show you the curriculum. So we have a foundation track. Then in this foundation track, here I got foundation track, specialization track, and industry immersion track. So these will be for like, once you complete this thing, you can opt for this. So yeah, if you upgrade to master's degree program, you can access industry immersion track. But once you complete foundation track, you can opt for specialization track, right? The foundation track is for like 6 months and overall 6 modules. You can see first module is regarding introduction to computer programming, and the second one is regarding numerical programming in Python. So all those things like relational databases, data visualization tools, introduction to machine learning, and all those things. Right. So I'll show you the dashboard. So through dashboard, you can access to practice quiz assessments, coding assessments, capstone projects. We have plenty of capstone projects. You can do them and we can add them to your resume, which will definitely help you to get placed at top companies. So we are also having a free courses. So before you enroll into our courses, you can go through them and you can understand how these courses are like. Here are few courses like you can see data science for beginners. You can go through them. So you will get an idea how things are working, right? Stay tuned till the end. I have one surprise for you guys. Okay. So here you can see all other tabs, classroom tab. In this classroom tab, you can access to the class. So basically classes will take place in AirMeet. So you'll get the link here once the classes starts after enrolling. So these are the practice questions, you can solve them, and the projects, capstone projects basically. So as you can see, we have plenty of capstone projects. For every project, we'll receive a certificate after you completed the project. We can share that on your LinkedIn profile, right? We are also having this career track. As I told you, you will be having a business communication classes and job preparation thing, data structures and algorithms, all those things. Now I will show you our community. Community platform. So you can see this is our community app. Here you can interact with your peers. You can ask them questions. You can you can talk with them. You can do whatever you like to do. Like basically, you can form a group of people and you can discuss your problems daily with them, like that. Here you can see you can also share some memes with your friends, right? So here is a notice board. You'll get an all the updates from your cohort. You can also access to events and all these things you can access to. And like if you have any doubts regarding the course or anything, so I'll show you the fee structure also. So before that, I'll show you the certificate. Here is the certificate you can see. So on certificate, you can see that Indian Institute of Technology Guwahati. So IIT adds value to your certificate, right? So that you can see here is a tuition fee. So this is the premium. So for premium category, you can see that the fees is of 30,000 and you can pay in EMI. I know most of us are from middle class family. And or if you are working in a corporate or something like that, you can pay EMI. It will be easy for you. So till you complete the course, your EMI will also be completed. So for iconic most popular batch, we are giving IIT Guwahati certification, as you can see. So which costs around 60,000. Right? You can click on enroll, and also you can talk to our admission team. You just have to give your name, email address, phone number. They'll contact you guys and they'll solve all your doubts regarding the course or things like that. Yeah. And so the surprise is that here is a coupon code which you can use. Learn 15. Use this coupon code to get 15% off. So this is only for the folks who joined this masterclass event. I'm sharing this thing on chat window. Learn 15 is a code. Just put this code, right? Learn 15 and you'll get 15% off on 30,000. This thing. You can take any plan. No issues. Like you can take premium plan, iconic, global plan. So here you can see for so discount all these things. So you'll get basically 15% off on this thing. So I have already enrolled, right? So that's why I was unable to show you the exact after discount amount. If you have any doubts, you can mention. I'll solve all your doubts. Yogesh, the PPT was more about AI and how it works, but how as a student we can learn and master this AI and what can help us gain more knowledge and practical applications of AI. So you have to go one by one. Like first you have to understand one programming language. Then after that, you have to understand how analytics works. Then data science. So through step by step, you will understand how AI works and the practical applications of AI and everything. So it requires time, definitely, and you'll understand it. So yeah, about Alma X. So here you can see. So for Alma X eligibility requirements, first you have to be graduated. And the second thing is that you have to complete the foundation track. And we have our own test, Alma Beta, this thing, AB CAT. You have to pass this. You have to pass these three things to get into Alma X. Once you get into Alma X, it's in our hand that we have to place you. So you have to go through these things, right? First, business communication classes, then profile building, then interview prep, mock interviews, then coding and technical revision, and all those things. Once you have completed these things, we will apply for jobs for you, and you have to attend interviews. And once you are done with the interviews, you are placed. So Sir, can you show the specialization track and what will be taught there? Yeah. I'll show specialization track. So in specialization, we have these things like in depth of machine learning, product analytics, and deep learning. You can select any one of your choice, and you can go through them. So these are optional things. So like till if you completed till machine learning, introduction to machine learning, you can opt for Almax. Once you got job, I'll suggest that you can go through these optional things and you can upskill and get a better position in your company, right? So once you get a job, then you can do these specialization modules and you'll get a better position and you'll get hike, appreciation, and all those things. And you can also do our master's degree and you can get a manager role or assistant manager role. Or a senior role in your company. So I hope I have solved all your doubts. So do Alma Better has only internship paid or unpaid for data scientists for learning and gaining real-time experiences? So we provide capstone projects which are equivalent to a real-time uh, data science experience. So you can show them in your resume. Uh, you can talk about your capstone projects in your job interviews. So because you are doing your capstone project with your team, so it's a kind of a corporate environment like that scenario, right? So I'll share feedback form with you guys. Just fill this feedback form. And you can use learn 15 to get 15% off on our courses. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat window or Q&A section, Q&A box. I will definitely answer them. Vansh and Santosh, if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat window. I'll definitely answer them. Got it. Yeah. Got it. Thank you guys. Like if you have any other doubts regarding the course curriculum, or anything about Almabet or Alma X, IIT Guwahati, or anything, you can ask them in the chat window. I'll answer them. I hope you all liked today's masterclass event. And so this year only I completed my school. Can I join the full stack data science course? So school means you have completed your graduation or like 10+2. So if you have just completed your 10+2, So I suggest you to, so once you get into, yeah. So take your time. Once you get into a degree course, you can enroll into our UG diploma in computer science program. So you will be eligible for this course then once you get into a degree course. So through this thing, you will be getting paid internships, right? So you will get a paid internship once you complete the course. So after this, once you complete your graduation, you can apply for full-time roles also. You can apply for freelancing roles after this course, UG Diploma in Computer Science. This will be a best suitable for you, Lavanya. You can explore this course in our from our page, almabetter.com/courses/UG Diploma in Computer Science. So it is aggregated by both Wolf University and IIT Guwahati. So it will definitely add value to your uh, it will add to your resume and things like that. Sir, one class about Python and SQL. Yeah, definitely. We'll have a coming masterclass on Python and SQL. So yeah, you can definitely expect one class on Python in coming weeks. So like before enrolling only, you can see how these things are working. Like we have bytes. So in bytes, we have like articles and tutorials. You can go through tutorials. Here we have a Python tutorial and ML loops, applied statistics, Node.js, and all those things. Data science also, Python, SQL, JavaScript. So for example, if you want to go to Python, so you can see all those things, you can learn them, you'll get an idea, right? You can also go through our YouTube channel. I'll show you that one also. So in our YouTube channel, you can see introduction to command line interface. You can learn from here also. You'll get a taste of how we are teaching all those things. You can learn from here. Here you can see our playlist, SQL questions asked in Mang companies for interviews. So you can go through all of them and you'll get an idea. And here, sir, oh, yeah, I hope I have answered all your doubts. Yeah, we are genuine. No doubt on that. We are genuine. Alma Vita is a genuine company. No doubt. Right? So yeah, I'll show you that also. This video is also uh, live streamed on our YouTube channel. Here you can see. So here you can access to all our previous events, right? All the recordings of previous events. Last time we did on exploratory data analysis. Before that, we did on basics of software development. You can access all of them through our YouTube channel. So it's already getting uploaded, right? You can access them this video after this session. Yeah, you can definitely consider IIT this thing. Like here you can see, I'll show you that one. So IIT tagline adds more value to your resume, to your overall portfolio. You can definitely consider taking this thing. Iconic patch. You can definitely consider that. So because IIT tag adds more value than any other thing. We have seen that, right? Like it adds value. So you can consider this batch also. You'll get 15% off if you use a learn 15 coupon code. I will share once again. Sir, courses are conducting online or offline basis. So the course is conducted entirely online. So yeah, you can interact with your instructor, you can ask him questions, and the size of the class, each class is very low, so that no need to hesitate in the class. You can ask whatever doubts you have. So basically, it's conducted through online. Yeah. So other platforms, 90K total payment unlimited by. So so other platforms are not at all providing 100% job, right? So that's the reason. Like, so our course fees is very less if you compare it with any other platform. You're getting it for as low as 30,000. So for Almax, once you enroll into Almax, you have to pay that. Like, so you may get job just after completing this course also. Who knows? So there is a big difference between the job assistance and job guarantee, right? So that thing you can understand like by watching these videos. Like recently we have did a podcast with our alumni, so you can watch that video. You'll understand in a way more better way. So how we started his journey, and like from jobless to data scientist, how we helped him to get a top-notch package to like 49 lakhs LPA. They are now managers at top company, and they are from non-IT background also. So yeah, trust the process. What I say is trust the process, and you'll get succeed one day, definitely. 100%. Okay. Yeah. About Wolf University, you can know more about Wolf University from our platform itself. So Wolf is an online university. So you'll get certified from Wolf also, basically. So with this, you can do specialization track. Once you complete specialization track, you can complete this industry immersion track, and you'll get a master's degree. So for that, you have to enroll into a master's program. So, but like if you have already completed the foundation course and these things, you'll get a huge amount of discount on our master's program. Right? It will add value there. So because you are getting credits for this thing, and it will definitely add. So yeah, I think you must conduct a competition exam for who cannot afford this premium batches by exam, they can get batches too. Yeah. If you are attending these master classes, you are definitely getting the 15% off. And after that, you can take the thing in EMIs. So if you pay EMIs, it will be very less. As you can see, so the EMI for this thing is very low, 5,555. And for this thing, the EMI is 5,000. And for this thing is 3,333. So they are much affordable. I can say that. So guys, if you have any doubts, you can mention them in the chat window. I'll definitely answer them. So about Wolf University, you can you can Google around Wolf University. So you can know more about Wolf University here also. So we are part of Wolf University. We have joined this thing. So you can search for, yeah, on the first glimpse only you have seen Alma Beta, right? Alma Beta University. So you can get an idea here if you go through this. So I hope have solved all your doubts. So if you have any other doubts, you can contact us. Just fill this Google form. I will once again share this thing with you guys. Just fill this Google form and yeah, our representative will call you and will solve all your doubts. And thank you for joining this masterclass event. Thank you, Siddharth, for the most valuable session. Thank you, everyone. Now we are going to end this session. So tell about interview process. So our representative will call you and will tell you in depth regarding the interview process. So just fill this Google form. Thank you guys. Thanks for attending this masterclass event. I hope all your doubts were cleared and yeah, here interview process. So yeah, definitely I'll once again share my screen and I'll tell you about the interview process. So basically all the interviews will have this. Let me share my screen. Just give me 1 minute. So I'll show you the interview process. So basically what happens means first there will be a technical assessment which will be shared with you. So once you complete the ALMAX curriculum and ARNAX course, your resume will be shared with the our hiring partners. So what they does, they'll share technical assessment with you guys. So you have to complete that technical assessment first. before first round of interview, basically. So, so this is the first step in the interview process, technical assessment. After that, the first round of interview. So basically, the first round will be taken by the senior data scientist or senior business analyst or data analyst, depending upon the role. He'll or a hiring manager will take the first round. So in that round, basically, what will be there? So they will see how they'll see your technical skills and problem solving abilities in that first round. So once you pass the first round, then there will be a second round interview. So this one will be a technical round. So here they may ask you to write code on a particular problem. They will see how you are answering that thing. So all those things they will see here in the second round of interview. So this is the third step. You'll also, after clearing this second round interview, technical one, there will be HR interview. So in HR interview, they will ask you small things like they just want to know about your soft skills and how you can work in a team environment. So those things will HR will see. After that, she will also discuss about your package and all those things. You can ask her, you can negotiate, and she can negotiate. After that, final interview. So this will be with the senior level executives in the company. Once you're done with the final interview, you got the job. That's it. I hope Ranjan Nayak, I have answered your doubt. You can just say yes in the chat window if your doubt got resolved regarding this interview process. I hope I have answered all your doubts, have solved all your doubts. And yeah, we can end this session now. And thank you everyone for joining today's masterclass. I hope you got some knowledge out of it. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.